bro. Wait, where you going? To watch the Full 94 podcast. Can't watch that without me. Wait up, bro. You know Full 94 is my favorite show.
Winning.
A winner, the champ, the best, we are all of them. Cause we went right and not left to not follow them. Sobriety tests, I am walking up in line. Added the sex and the drugs, but couldn't subtract my mind. They all wanted me dead. I was chilling in the cut, then I transformed like I'm best friends with Shia LaBeouf. See, I've been a winner, check it, and I ain't even firing. Church time's God, I'm a product of my environment. We are winners, losers come with me. Got God with us, never letting flesh envy. We don't worry about the money, the sex, the cars, the clothes. Now watch reality unfold like we winning the head, yeah, we winning the head.
What up?
What's going on? That gets me so hyped, that music. It really does.
What's happening, good people? Welcome to the Full 94. It is your favorite podcast, probably outside of NBA on TNT. I ain't gonna hold you. It's your man Will, just Sports Talk with C. Jew. I'm not calling that man Juice. It's not happening. The homie Miles is not here today, so I'm running point guard for the team. We got an awesome show for you today, but let's check in with the squad first. See how you feeling.
I'm feeling great. You know, we got some feeling like March Madness in November with the ladies basketball. You know what I'm saying? So I'm feeling great. I cannot complain. How about you, Jew?
I'm good, man. Getting ready for final season here in school, and you ready to take me a good month off of school and relax a little bit. So I'm looking forward to that.
You're gonna take that month off, and you finna be on Twitter and Facebook telling people to shut up.
That's crazy, boy.
Shout out to the bro.
What's going on, bro?
Oh man, we got a great show here today. We got a lot to discuss. See, I know you mentioned like the women's basketball. I gotta ask you before we get started. Those top two teams lost this week, 1 and 2. Which team should we be more worried for? LSU?
UConn. We got to be worried about UConn because they really don't have any size and they still haven't figured out that press. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what it really is, but I just think they got to figure out that press. They really got to utilize their guards. Paige and Ozzy, I think they got to get a little bit more comfortable just because they're coming off of, a season injury last year. But other than that, I think LSU they have an easy schedule ahead of them. But you can't put that to anybody because at any given point, it's anybody's game. But just looking at it face value, UConn is the team that you don't know right now. Yes, they have Paige. Yes, when she is healthy and available, they're unstoppable. But one person on a team can't be it. I mean, Aaliyah Edwards doing her thing, but they got to figure out that press defense for sure.
I can feel that. Yo, women's college basketball is huge. I'm not gonna lie. I actually enjoy women's March Madness more than I enjoy the men's March Madness. Make sure y'all following the team. Make sure y'all also following Sports Talk with C, man. She always posting about women's college basketball, and she's always at the games. Her Facebook page goes crazy with those interviews. Now, one team that we are worried about, them LA Clippers. Now, since James Harden, the system got traded to the Clippers. The Clippers are literally 0-4. When he's on the court, I think they're like -67. And when he's off the court, they're +24. Now, he recently stated that he felt like he needed 10 games to acclimate himself. Ty Lue went out and said yesterday, listen, you playing like basically you playing scared. Like, we don't need you to play how you playing right now. Play as yourself. I'm gonna go to you first. What do you feel as though the Clippers can do to fix this, or can they fix it?
Yeah, I think that they can fix it. I think that they will fix it. I think that they have too many. Russ and Harden can't play in the starting lineup together. One of them got to go to the bench, man. I don't know who it's gonna be. Both of them have come off the bench before. Russ last year, some of the end of last year. I think that they'll figure it out, man. I'm gonna give him a few more games to get it together and understand the offense. But if it start clicking, I think they could be scared, man. But right now, it's like they playing so unsure of themselves, dog.
So if they get it right, where are they at in that top echelon of playoff teams?
4-5.
4-5. Okay. See, so I want to get your thoughts on that, but also I want to get your thoughts on everybody seems to be calling for James to go to the bench. Do you feel like James should head to the bench?
Yes.
Or should Russ go to the bench?
The only reason why I say have James go into the bench, I mean, as Lou said yesterday, he had no training camp, so he doesn't really have a rhythm. So before going out there and trying to force him into the system that he's playing, like he trying to fit in, let him work his way into that system. We all know what Russ does when he goes to the bench. I'd rather have Russ being in the starting lineup for right now, but work Harden's way. I don't care if you're a superstar. You ain't done superstar things in a while. Time to go off the bench for now. Listen, Drew, don't give me that face. He does great in the regular season, but when that postseason comes, he does not.
In the postseason.
But so you mean to tell me he shows up?
Man, come on now.
So that game last year when they was playing the Celtics and Joel Embiid was hurt, that we got superstar James Harden.
We did that game, but he did drop 40.
Okay, but we need it when it matters.
But you can easily argue that. So Embiid was hurt. You can easily argue that, but it literally took for James to have the ball in his hands the entire game. Now he's playing with three other future Hall of Famers. They was talking about Kawhi went to the bench and was like a little disgruntled. Kawhi don't show any feelings. Now, you know, they in the comments talking about James should go to the bench, be the sixth man. Fam said he the system though. So if James goes to the bench and he's the sixth man, the question is, what happens ultimately at the end of the season? Because essentially, James is playing an audition to get another contract. But then you also got Kawhi and PG who are potentially free agents next year. I'm going to ask you both. Whoever wants to go first can go first. What's the best case scenario that happens for this team at the end of this season? And what's the worst case scenario for this team?
I'm going to go like Juice and say the lawyer answer. It all depends. Because if they win, it may be like, oh, we want to try to go back to back. Now, if it comes back where they just can't get a rhythm and James Harden does what James Harden does and doesn't show up in the postseason, but Paul George too, you can't be playing 37 minutes and only having 10 points. No, that can't be. No, that's not you. If we're going to hold everyone accountable to make this the team that we know the Clippers can be, you got to perform, PG. You can't be playing and only scoring 10 points. No. And it was been 2 games where he had 10 points, then 8 points, so I feel as though it just all depends on what team we're going to get come, either playoff time or that play-in time or whoever. We just need, it depends.
See, you see your fans miss you.
Yeah.
Hi, guys! Sorry, I had a game, college women's back, so I'll be going from time to time, but stay tuned.
Boys talking about some trade Harden. You can't trade Harden if you just got him. Ultimately, if you look at it, I mean, Ty Lue has already said they're running the offense through James early. Now, before we go on to the next thing, they're running the offense through James early. He just got there. Is that a mistake, or is it the way that it should be so that they could probably get him acclimated into the rotation?
I think that's the way it should be. If they want to be the most successful, because him playing off ball, really, he's just another body out there. My thing is this, man. They didn't want to give up Terrence Mann for anything, and they didn't give up Terrence Mann for anything. Put the man in the starting lineup if you value him that much.
But you see how they treat him, though. Every time you see Terrence Mann's face now, he looking like he ready to go. What's Buddy from Above the Rim? Wood Harris character? He looking like he ready to do work out there, yo.
I just don't want it because this is going to lead right into our next segue. What I'm going to say about Harden, and everybody else that is there and putting him on starting lineup, having him control the ball.
Mm-hmm.
You see what happened when he went to Philly and what happened to Tobias Harris. He wasn't checked in. He felt like he didn't want to play. He wasn't part of the offense. So is this going to be another situation giving Harden that opportunity and do the same thing to the role players they have who's not going to give you what they need when it's time?
Understandable. Okay, 90 seconds before we wrap it up. What's going to be James Harden legacy ultimately if this ends up being the field?
Does he have one?
Yeah, I mean, you can't take it away from him. He's one of the greatest scorers of all time still, right?
But he doesn't show up in the playoffs. So you can be the greatest player all season long, but when the what are you playing for? You want to be the best player in the regular season? No, you want to be able to give yourself the opportunity to get to the finals. And every time it comes down to getting to the finals, I don't know what he wants. I don't know what type of teammates he wants. You just don't know what you're going to get or if he's happy.
Jew, what you think? Because Mon just called him trash.
I don't think he trash, man. No. I think if this is a failed experiment, I think James Harden gonna find himself out of the league really soon, right next to John Wall now. And that ain't even trying to be funny, but if people can't play with you, man, or win with you, and you making the amount of money that you making, you gonna either have to take that Russ pay cut or you gone, big dog.
Facts.
I mean, if it all don't work out, my man can always go to Shanghai because he was over in China bad mouth anyway.
You can make it work.
Definitely. Now, moving from Harden's current team to his former team, my Sixers are like that, yo. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all see it. Since the Harden trade, even though Mans didn't play the first game, the Sixers are 8-1 currently as constructed. Tyrese Maxey last night dropped a 50 ball, had 3 big game blocks, and Joel gave you 37, 13, and 7. Joel is out here passing the ball around like he Magic Johnson now, finally. Tobias Harris is playing out of his mind. Shout out to Kelly Oubre. Get better soon. We just
get better, Poppy Tsunami.
The update, it was actually a hit and run. They're saying that he could be back before the end of the year.
Because I just felt like he was a missing piece that they needed. He was giving them energy. He was scoring. He can work on that defense a little bit, but he
was giving the Celtics fits on defense in their last game. So Oubre has been a great pickup. Morey did a great job on there. So the question I asked both of y'all, we're gonna start with you first. As constructed, how good can this team really be?
Well, I just think they can be fierce. You know how we put the Celtics and the Bucks at the top no matter what? It's time to start throwing the Sixers up in there because the way Maxey's playing and Tobias Harris, his numbers jumped back up before Harden got there. And I think Maxey is like, you know what? You slept on me long enough. Now you're about to see what I can do. And he is proven not only is he scoring the ball, he's making the right reads. You know what I'm saying? Getting everybody involved. That's the type of play that you want. And James Harden doesn't have to worry so much. I feel like he's playing so at ease that he's ready to just take over from what we've seen so far.
It's like everyone has already seen that from Tyrese Maxey, Drew. Like, considering the fact that Maxey was essentially a lottery pick. I'm not sure exactly what happened or why he fell, but he ended up falling to 21, and he's been growing ever since. So we've seen this since day one. But Julius, do you feel as though this team can literally be a championship team the way that they're constructed, or do they need to move maybe 1 or 2 pieces to maybe get one more player?
I personally think right now they kind of remind me of how I ain't roasting how Utah got off to a fast start last year, and I'm kind of stuck on the fence of are they going to start to decline? Are they going to stay healthy? Or are they for real right now? So I think that I think they need to make one more move, man. It's 2 people out in Chicago right now desperately want out of that situation, and in DeRozan and Levine. I think one of
you really want to make me a Sixers fan.
I think that really, solidifies them in the East, especially if they get one of those guys to help Maxey out with the scoring and everything. Because Milton ain't doing it right.
Yeah, they definitely need more bench points. They definitely need more. They need to have another person off the bench that can produce, because they need some other scoring other than Embiid, Harris, and Maxey. And Oubre just went down, so they're definitely going to have to find some scoring somewhere else.
Yeah.
And because they're 13th right now in bench points. I mean, it's not that bad, but
yeah.
But the way some other benches are scoring, I think Pacers are number 1, and the Spurs are number 3, I believe. So they definitely have to get that piece added in, especially if they want to be deadly.
Sixers definitely got a shot, man. They beat some pretty good teams over this span. So, I'm interested to see how they look around Christmas time, if they still carrying their momentum and everything. And, hey, they might be legit.
Do you think this is just like, how like the whole talk around the Sixers after Harden was leaving and how he wanted out? Do you think that this is just a high for Maxey, or this is something that he's going to continuously do?
I think he's gonna continuously do this because it's he free right now, man. He free out there hooping, so I don't think it's going to end anytime soon. It kind of remind me of Mikal Bridges, where he left the Suns and got freedom, man, to make his own shot and do what he does. I mean, Maxey play with all that energy, man. He get to the line, he attack the basket. It ain't gonna stop. So.
And they have a coach that knows how to, call a timeout when needed, make the adjustments that's needed. So that's also another piece.
Because I didn't think Nick Nurse would affect the game like that, but he definitely got them boys ready to play basketball right now. Will, you said it.
You did.
He's got them in there literally spreading the ball around. Like they're not just standing around waiting for Embiid to make a play. And that was one of the things that kind of killed us last year, was the fact that all teams felt they had to do was collapse on Embiid and nobody else was going to do anything. But when you add on the fact that the Sixers actually added pieces where even if they don't trade them, like this is a deep team moving forward. So I'm excited to see that. I do think the Levine option would be good. I'm kind of big on OG Anunoby personally, because during the playoff time, we need somebody who's going to lock down Jason Tatum, and that's been our Achilles heel.
I don't think they're going to let him go, though.
You don't think Toronto will?
No.
This summer would have been the best time to do it.
Right.
2 first-round picks and maybe Marcus Morris, less an expiring contract. You don't think
he'll be out of there for that. Yeah.
I feel like we can probably get 2 more pieces out of this, and maybe even another
GM Will's talking now.
I'm just saying, man, it's been a while since I've been able to talk freely about my Sixers without the slander. So I'm here for it. So we talked about exactly where they are and how good they can be now. Moving forward, I think the big question I want to ask you both is this a team that literally you can fully build around Maxey for in the future? Because Joel is year 7, year 8. He's got those miles on his body. Tyrese is 23, probably getting ready to sign his biggest contract. How good can Tyrese be? Is he all NBA? Is he an all-star, or is it's just for the right now?
No.
He'll make all NBA this season.
Yes, he will.
For sure.
Yes, he will.
He'll sign a max deal this summer. Is he up for a contract this summer?
Yeah, I think so. Right now it's 150 max, but I think if he gets all NBA, it goes up to 200, and the Sixers have the money. They were postponing giving him the money until the end of the season because all the money comes off the books, and then they have another max spot outside of giving him that money. My goal is, honestly, I hope we keep the team together. I know Tobias is in his last year's contract. He ain't gonna get the money he got before, but I definitely want to see Tobias back because being under Nick Nurse has been an improvement for him also. Man, so I'm excited for that. I don't want to speak too much about it. something bad happened.
It's a 6-point difference from last year with Tobias. He was at 19 points. He's at 24 this year.
Yeah. And Maxey is up 7.5 points from last year. Also,
yes,
Embiid is up in his assists. And Kelly Oubre out here averaging 16 a game. Yo, C told us though.
I told you. I said Poppy Tsunami is gonna come over there and give you the business, and then he did. So yeah, it was a great pickup.
I'm not calling him that though. I'm not calling him.
Well, Kelly Oubre. I'm sorry. His commercials. That's all he says. So
awesome. We're gonna take a quick break. Let you in on the magic of Ozell, and when we come back, we got some unapologetic talk that we're gonna get into. And C has some things that she needs to say. We'll be right back.
It's not just about the love of the game. It's about dedication and commitment through the process and the patience to endure. There's joy in reaching your goals and peace in knowing you've done all you're supposed to do. Ozell brand. It's not just a brand, it's a lifestyle.
Awesome. Welcome back. Shout out to the brand Ozell. I believe they just signed their first NIL player, correct?
That's what we was told this today. So that's fire. Congratulations to you and keep doing your thing, Mr. Ozell.
Make sure y'all catch C's interview. That was a great interview that you also did with him. Also, C Sports Talk with C was just wrapped up. What was that, season 4?
Yes, I did. So make sure you go and listen because I got something in store for you next year. So let's go. Well, next season, excuse me.
The best episode was with that dude from Philly, but I ain't gonna discuss that. Last night, if you did not get a chance to catch it, Candace Parker's ESPN doc Unapologetic aired, and I can speak for the team because we were all chatting last night in our group chat. It was incredible. It literally kind of began from her beginnings to literally now up until the championship team. It covered personal, professional. For me, I gained an all new respect for her. I always had a respect for her, but she's up there in that GOAT conversation for me.
Absolutely.
Top 2, top 3 for me, considering everything that she's endured. And I don't think we take into account the fact that this woman came into the league, got Rookie of the Year, MVP, got pregnant, then came back and was still giving it to him. So I want to get both of your thoughts on this. I see C is hyped, so I'm going to go with you first. Drew, what was your thoughts on the documentary? What were your biggest takeaways from it? And what should we all take away from Candace Parker after this?
Perseverance, man. I had no idea, and I'm a huge Candace Parker fan. I remember being back at Kennesaw State watching them national championships with the girls basketball team, bro, on the big screen. So for me, she always been my GOAT. Her and Maya Moore, my two favorite basketball players. They're women basketball players, but the documentary was good. I did not know a lot of the stuff about her. I didn't know, the stuff that she had to endure. She even got so deep as to talk about, her relationship and what she dealt with in the past and everything that was, possibly hindering her. And then I found it funny, Derek Fisher wrong for that, man, what he did.
Trash, bro.
I didn't remember that. I vaguely remember that, but he wrong for benching that girl like that, man. But she got past it. She came to the Shy, won a championship. I was up here, and it was a parade. It was fire. I was down for that. I'm just happy for her, man. And it seemed like she found herself, and she's sailing off towards retirement, and she'll be fine, man, with her family.
Yeah, they calling for one more year. They saying, she's healthy. She's going to come back one more year. Now, the one thing I did find going in to see, she had a lot of issues with these male coaches out here acting real funny. We already knew Gino was on some wild style stuff, but the Derek Fisher thing, I still don't understand. I don't know if fan was trying to.
And his excuse, I still don't understand what he was saying.
what was his excuse? See,
he was like, bro,
I wanted to try something different and see if we could win.
that ain't enough. We need more answers. This is why Matt Barnes is chasing my man down, because we don't know what's happening. See, what are your thoughts on the documentary? We know your love for Candace Parker, your love for basketball. I definitely want to get your thoughts. How did you feel after watching the documentary?
I was amazed at the word loyalty showed when you watch that. And she said she'll come back if she's not going to cheat the game of basketball. So I think I actually got to see her love from when she was the little kid, and it come back full circle from the court she played on as a kid. Now it's named after her. The fact that she went back to her neighborhood to see the house she grew up in, and she did it gracefully. She did it with a smile on her face, and she didn't complain. Yeah. She just picked up and played basketball. And it just goes to show you, like, no matter what you go through, that dream is always going to be at the forefront. So you can make it happen, not only for you, but your family as well. And she playing overseas, being a full-time mom, that is like, I know that's right, Candace. That was amazing. And for your daughter just to witness you be a strong human being, not even to labor as a woman, even though she is, but a strong human being, and to fight, like Drew said, her perseverance is just like, wow.
Yeah, I felt like
greater respect.
The whole thing that, and I thought about conversations we've had before, was when she was out there giving buckets, and then at halftime she was breastfeeding, and then she's arguing with Michael Cooper, and I was like, no man is doing that. Like, no man is doing that. You know what I mean? So it also gives a whole new respect to just women's basketball in general. Like, you know, you all go out here, play basketball, then you all give life, then you come out here and you still giving buckets afterwards. Like, that's huge. So everyone talked about the hate that she went through, right? And we always talk about the greatest of all time. We know in the NBA it's Michael, you know what I'm saying? Drew can have the conversations he want to have by himself. Where is Candace Parker on your Mount Rushmore? And could you both give us your WNBA Mount Rushmores right now?
Maya. She's gonna have to be number 2. Candace. Lisa. I'm gonna have to put DT up there. She's scored the most points in the WNBA, so she has to go up there.
That's a nice one.
Drew, even though I love so many, but
so okay. But before we say this though, do we want to include Cheryl Miller on this Mount Rushmore, even though she wasn't WNBA? Because let's keep it a buck. If Cheryl was around with WNBA,
she would have. That's you want it to be spicy, right?
Go there, bro, because she definitely, to me, Cheryl, boy, probably the greatest, really. If you want to be
Cheryl's my GOAT.
You know, you talking about somebody that said she used to beat Reggie Miller in one-on-one.
Voice, so you have Sue Bird, Cynthia Cooper, Swoops. Who else you got?
I'm gonna take Candace, Maya Moore, Diana Taurasi. I'm stuck between Lisa Leslie and Cynthia Cooper. I don't know, man. Give me Cynthia Cooper, man.
Okay.
I'm on the fence because I'm in agreement with that. It's Maya Moore, it's Candace. Cheryl, to me, Cheryl is the Michael Jordan of the WNBA. Like, that's the end all be all for me. Not Cheryl Miller, Cheryl Swoops.
Cheryl
Miller. I know who you were talking about.
Cheryl Miller is up here. I struggle with the Cynthia Cooper and Lisa Leslie thing because Lisa Leslie may ultimately be like the Magic Johnson of WNBA. When you think about the WNBA, the first name that you automatically really think about is Lisa Leslie. But Cynthia Cooper is, I mean, she's her, but that brings the joy of talking about women's basketball, because there's so many that we can have this conversation with. And I feel like these are conversations we should have more. Like with the game expanding the way that it is, women's college basketball is probably the most exciting form of basketball out right now. That's including the NBA. Like, we have to have these conversations more, because one of the things that stuck out to me was in the documentary last night, there was a young girl who Candace was signing her shoes. This little girl didn't know. This girl didn't know anything.
Pat Summer
was, and she's being like, do the homework on Pat Summitt. Like, we have to have that much more appreciation for the game. Shout out to Candace Parker for an amazing career. Hopefully, we get another year with the Aces. I ain't really talking about the Aces right now because I'm going through some issues.
But thank you, Candace, for even keeping Pat's memory, her legacy on a daily basis alive.
Because Pat was a monster too. Pat had some of the best Shamika Holtzwall, anybody you name it. Pat was out here coaching them down. We're not leaving out Dawn Staley, man. She's probably the greatest women's coach right now, but I mean, we keeping a buck. She was like the John Stockton. Like, she wasn't. I can't put her on.
She's a beast. I can't put her in the GOAT topic, but it's like everyone. You can't put Sue just because she was well liked and everyone know who Sue Bird is. And yes, thank you, Sue. You did you done amazing things for the game. Like, you are her. But when it comes to GOAT talk, it's a totally different ball game. When it comes to the woman that we've had in the W.
Definitely. That is awesome. We're gonna make sure that we talk more about women's basketball in general on 494. So let us know in the comments on our pages. Leave comments. Let us know what it is you want to know or talk about with women's basketball, and we're gonna make sure we get to that. We're gonna take one more break, and when we come back, C has the floor uninterrupted for 2 minutes.
Hey.
I might not even be that long, so it's all right.
I doubt that. We'll be right back. Awesome. It's been an amazing show. Ladies and gentlemen, in order to bring you even more of the full 94 and our personalities and who we are, we have a new segment that we're going to be producing, showing you guys probably every week, every other week. Podium Talk is essentially a chance for basketball lovers to share 2 minutes uninterrupted, to step on your soapbox and speak about something that you are completely unapologetic about, that you ain't arguing with nobody about, argue with your moms because it don't matter. Their thoughts is right. It's basically, this is perfectly made for Julius and C. This week,
yes, it is.
This week, up first, our very own Sports Talk with C. I'm no further ado. C, the screen is yours, uninterrupted. You got 2 minutes. Give us your podium.
Okay. So I don't know about you guys, but I'm very annoyed on these refs. These refs suck. They call stupid calls. They don't know how to take any type of responsibility. They gave this stupid new rule of flopping. Yes, these players flop, but I just feel as though, when are these refs are going to take accountability for them missing calls or them not calling calls, or like they always want to put something on the players, take the players' money. No, these refs need to be held accountable, just like in NCAA. When did LSU win? In March. It's November. Why is there an article coming out talking about the refs missed something? Who cares? The game already happened. We're in how many months in? Like, it doesn't do anything for anybody but piss us off, because it's the report, that 2-minute report, whatever calls in, that's stupid. Everything is just dumb. They need to have these refs take a training. They need to have these refs scout games or whatever you want to call it and play back what they do, because they're really messing up some of these games. And it's like trash, because we could be a great game and you call this stupid BS call, and no, we don't have time for that. So refs, listen, get it together. You want the players to be better? You guys got to be better for the game of basketball. Okay, thank you. That's all.
Tell us how you really feel.
That went about as well as I expected.
And stop calling texts on people that dunk on people, man.
Or staring them down. Like, what?
Yeah.
What's like, this is the NBA. Come on. So,
what's funny about that is that they do that in the NFL also, but then those are the highlights that they take to do their commercials and everything. So it doesn't make any sense. Like, why do it?
They just want to take their money. That's it.
Yeah, but that was a great point to talk. See, so no interruption. I'm not going against it, but I have to ask, how do you feel? I've seen someone on Twitter state that the refs should be forced to do post-game conferences also so they can answer.
Oh, I would love that. Oh, I would love that. I would love that, to ask them a question, because when you're sitting like baseline and you see the call and the ref is right there, either if they travel or if they were outside the, when it comes to a block or a charge, how do you miss that? Or when someone gets hit in the head or hit in the face, they're bleeding from their teeth and it's nothing. Like, I just don't understand how, and I want to know, like, what were you paying attention to?
We know how
but I just feel as though it's not going to be a good thing, because it's never going to be great questions. It's always going to be past questions of why they missed this call, why they missed that call, what were you thinking in that moment? So if it was to be something that happens, I think there would be rules on what we can ask, how we can ask, stuff like that when it comes to the refs, because they be getting in their feelings. How are you going to get mad because you missed the call?
I think a perfect example that Drew was hot about this a couple nights ago when Giannis got thrown out for the game and given that second technical foul. And that ultimately altered the game.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
Draymond got kicked out of the game against the Cavs. It was crazy.
It don't make no sense,
man.
Draymond was petitioned to get kicked out last night too, so I don't really know.
I just don't understand how stars are getting kicked out. It's the beginning of the season. Seriously, they're not. It's not like they're doing anything that's really that crazy. Like, what happened to Bad Boy Pistons used to get it in back in the day. Like, we look so soft.
I watched Shaq dunk on a man and push him down, and none was come on.
Nah, they got text for that. They got thrown out of the game
because he threw the basketball. But before he threw the basketball, they didn't call that.
So I just, if we're gonna start holding people accountable, they need to be held accountable too, because ultimately they control the momentum of the game. If it's the last call of the game. So it's like, the players can do their best, but everybody got to be on 10 toes at all times, especially these refs.
Definitely appreciate you, C, for that podium talk. That was incredible. That's just something that we're going to be making sure that we bring you all each and every week. We want to start asking you all questions, just kind of interact with you all a little bit more. Let us know what you think about podium talk. If you don't agree with it, if you think the C crazy, if you think the C right, if you just like C, because I know how y'all do out there too. So just make sure that y'all share your thoughts on Podium Talk. Thank you for another Ultimate Show. I know we want to end it with one question for you. I don't know if we actually have that graphic or not. Leading into next week, we want to get some answers from you all. We had our group chat, right? And there was a post that talked about
started it.
Maybe 6 players. See, do you remember the players it was?
Yes, I do. I'll pull it up right now so we can have it.
Yeah,
right here.
Chance she gets, and it's ridiculous.
Stephen Curry.
So I said, what was a meme? It said, who is the worst player? Is it Joel Embiid, Kevin Durant? I'm going to say his last name because I say his first name, Jokic, Giannis, Steph Curry, or Luka. So we had to pick through those 6 players who is the worst player, and just say our group chat didn't go very well because we still haven't decided.
Oh, so y'all ain't standing on business on none of what y'all said?
I mean, my 2 my 2 that I have for my last, I was ready to go. I was ready today, but we can't do it without the whole squad here. So I know who my 2 are, who I slimmed it down to, but it's just like, but in this game I could use him, but if the game went like this, I could use him. So it's really something you really gotta really look into. I was watching old games. I was watching last season. So I'm really trying to make sure I pick the, for me and how I like basketball and the game I like to play, who is going to be the worst player out those 6, even though none of them are really the worst, but
No doubt, no doubt. So we're going to make sure we share that on our social media channels. Make sure you give us your thoughts on that. That's going to be the 494 podcast on Facebook, 494 pod on Instagram. And we're also on Twitter. I'm not even going to hold you. I don't remember it. I just go to it all the time. So make sure you visit us on all social media. Thank you all for tuning in. It was an amazing show. Shout out to the team. Shout out to Miles. Miles will be back with us next week. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to the team. Make sure you visit mtmvpn.com. We got articles on there. C is out there writing articles every day. Shout out to Des. Shout out the rest of the team that's hitting those articles every other day. Make sure you grab some merch. Make sure you visit our other shows, man. We got a number of shows here for you on the MTMV network that you can tune in to anytime. We got football. I think we actually come with baseball soon. So we got everything you need. Make sure you tune in with us. It's your man, Will, just Sports Talk with C. Drew, give us y'all final takes, man. How y'all feeling, man? Y'all good?
Oh, this was great. I got my basketball talk in for the night, about to take it down and watch some more basketball.
That's it, man. I'm about to watch the Kings and Cavs, do a little bit of studying and get ready for the rest of the week, man. I can't wait for Monday.
I have a game Wednesday, so, always working.
Who's playing?
I'm covering Providence versus Brown. I cover both of them schools, but they're playing each other, so this is going to be a good one.
So how are you reporting on that one, see?
I'm going to be completely just a fan.
Okay. That's the Julius answer that I was looking for. I'm sick of y'all with this, man. I'm coming up with a way to stop that, bro. Because
listen, he's in school. He's in law school. I always wanted to be a lawyer. It's in the blood.
You out here pleading the fifth, man. That ain't finna happen, man. Y'all got to start making some decisions. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us tonight. It's been another amazing show. It's your man, Will. It's the 494. Somebody tell Nia Long to check her DMs. Thank y'all for tuning in. We out.
Hey, what's going on, family? It's your boy, Miles Austin.
And this is your girl, Sports Talk with C, and you just watched the show on MTMV Sports Network. And if you like what you saw,
make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Act like you know.